In this video, let's talk about the Chiefs playing in Germany, JuJu revealing that Cisco apologized to him after the first Chiefs and Jags game, a final injury report, and then look at the #1 question Chris Jones absolutely hates hearing from the media around playoff time and why I think things will finally change for him. But first, how about those? All right, first up, there were a couple of international game announcements made for next season, and why they were made today, I have no freaking idea, but the two games that were confirmed to play in Germany during the 2023 NFL season were Chiefs and Patriots, but they're not playing each other. So the Chiefs are going to play somebody in either Frankfurt or Munich, and then the Patriots are going to play somebody else in either Frankfurt or Munich. And there are currently 3 other known teams that will play internationally, and those 3 teams are the Buffalo Bills, Tennessee Titans, and Jacksonville Jaguars. I respect the NFL trying to expand the sport, and I'm sure it's good for their pocketbooks, but I'm not sure most of the players enjoy playing internationally, the long flight, the jet lag, and all that comes with an internationally played game. I would say that most players probably feel the same way. Chris Jones responded when asked about playing in Germany today during his presser.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I can't wait to get over there.
So yeah, if you didn't catch it, that answer was 100% sarcastic, but yay, Germany. And this will mean that one of the Chiefs' home games next season will be played in Germany. It's not going to be an away game. So instead of 9 home games, the Chiefs will only get 8. You know, someone on Twitter today said, well, they have 9 home games. It's an extra one, so why not play it overseas? Well, many other teams also have 9 home games, and they're going to be able to play all 9 at home. And because there's 17 games in the season, it actually flip-flops. Some years, teams will have 9 home games, and other years, they're only going to have 8. But either way, man, I don't know that I'm that much of a fan of this. You just got to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below if you like it or not. And then let's quit looking ahead to the future and instead focus back up on the here and now to the current postseason, because I found this interesting stat that I wanted to share with you guys, and that's the average age of each remaining team in the postseason. Here it is, oldest to youngest. You have the Buffalo Bills, then the 49ers, the Bengals, the Eagles, the Giants, the Chiefs, and then the Jags, and finally the Cowboys. So the Chiefs are going to be the 3rd youngest, and this doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot other than the younger teams may have a bit less experience in playoff situations. The Chiefs are the 3rd youngest overall, largely because of their defense. I think the average age of the Chiefs defense is the 2nd youngest in the league, and that's the area, particularly the secondary, that I think will be key to watch in this upcoming game and is definitely going to have me a wee bit stressed out. Another key to watch will be overall crowd noise at Arrowhead. As I shared in yesterday's video, Trevor Lawrence respectfully downplayed how loud Arrowhead is going to be this weekend, basically saying, I don't think it's going to be that much louder than it was last weekend at our stadium. And many did take this personal, or at least many were made aware of this because everybody and their mom talked about it. Every media platform, I talked about it, Skip Bayless, all those guys, anybody and everybody talked about the crowd noise at Arrowhead, and it's caught wind among the Chiefs players themselves today. Earlier, Thornhill actually took to Twitter to say, quote, we need to break this 142.2 decibels record this year. What y'all think, Chiefs Kingdom? And I think that's a great idea. I like that a lot, actually. And something else that I like a lot is this interesting graphic I saw online today. Just take a look at this. Mahomes and the Jags were both founded in 95. Mahomes, of course, was born in 95. Meanwhile, the Jags were founded the same year in the NFL, 1995. And then if you compare postseason stats between the Jags since their inception and Mahomes since joining the NFL, which basically getting drafted by the Chiefs in 2017, the comparison is quite insane. In 28 years, the Jags organization has won 8 whole playoff games, have had 3 conference championship appearances, 0 Super Bowl appearances, 0 Super Bowl rings, and 0 league MVPs. Meanwhile, since Mahomes has been in the league, he's won the same amount of playoff games, 8, has had 1 more conference championship appearance at 4, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 ring, and 2 league MVPs. It's just crazy to think that the Jags organization has been that bad for that long. However, bad they are no longer. I like Lawrence. I think they have a great team. Doug Peterson is a dog, formerly from Coach Reid's coaching tree. And I think this is going to be an opponent that everybody is saying, all the Chiefs players, all the coaches and their pressers, they're going to be taking this team very seriously. And I just found this graphic just something funny, crazy to look at, and not to downplay the seriousness of the threat that the Jags are this season. All right, from here, let's look at the final injury report between both teams For the game on Saturday, the Jags are being weird, like legitimate, let's go to Waffle House to celebrate a playoff win, weirdos, maybe an attempt of smokescreen or something. I'm not really sure, but every player on their injury report is listed as questionable. That's right. Wide receivers Kendrick Pryor and Jamal Agnew, long snapper Ross Matiskick, offensive lineman Brandon Scherf, and Luke Fortner, as well as QB Trevor Lawrence, are all listed as questionable. And 2 of those offensive linemen listed are starters, so that's the thing I would watch for the most to see who of those 2, if any, are inactive for Saturday's game. That's going to be a big loss. Remember, the Jags were sacked 5 times against the Chiefs when they played earlier this season, and the Chiefs did not have Frank Clark. He was suspended. So if they could get home 5 times to Trevor Lawrence with a more solid O-line and no Frank Clark, I would hate to be a Jags fan, a coach, a player, going up against the Chiefs D-line that is red hot this season when their O-line is banged up. So we're going to have to take a look at that and see how it all plays out. But man, this is the divisional round of the playoffs. Do or die time, show up or go home. So I would imagine all of these guys, if not every single one of them, suit up and play. And as far as the Chiefs are concerned, Herbie Teope tweeted this out based on his media look today at practice, saying Chiefs wide receiver Mecole Hardman pelvis was the only player not spotted during the portion of practice open to the media. Hardman hasn't practiced all week. Lots of hooting and hollering out there today, though. Chiefs seem loose ahead of Saturday's game against the Jags in the AFC divisional round. So yeah, no surprise here, but Mecole Hardman, he has not practiced all week, and because of that, Coach Reid said today in his presser that Mecole will not play in Saturday's game, though it's not for a lack of effort. He's just trying to get right, but this injury is continuing to bother him, and now that the injury report has officially dropped and is available, it's official. Mecole has been ruled out, but everyone else on there, Sky Moore hand, L'Jarius Sneed hip, and Frank Clark groin, will be playing. Sneed and Sky fully participated all week, and Frank was limited Tuesday and Wednesday, but was a full go on Thursday. Coach did mention that he spoke with Frank Clark just prior to speaking with the media today and said Frank is feeling very good and practiced well the past couple of days. And Chris Jones said in his presser today that he was glad to have Frank Clark back healthy and ready to go. So I am definitely excited to see Frank the Shark Clark out there and healthy because he's going to be extra motivated. And many of you may wonder why. Some of you may be surprised at this, but he is tied for 5th overall in career postseason sacks with 11. That's in NFL history. So I would expect Frank to come in there hungry, as he wants to climb the postseason sack record ladder this go-round, and because of that, he's going to be indeed smelling blood in the water.
I smell blood in the water.
So while Frank Clark has had a lot of sacks in the postseason, an unexpected individual, defensive tackle Chris Jones, actually has 0 sacks in the playoffs. And no, that is not a typo. He has made an impact and has had splash plays, yes, but has officially recorded 0 sacks in any playoff game that he's ever played in. Anyway, because of that, every postseason game that Chris Jones does not record a sack, it becomes something that he's asked about from the media and does not like it. And was once again, of course, asked about it. So here was a question along with his answer.
You're not much, obviously, an individual sack guy, especially in the playoffs when it comes to wins, but just how sweet will that first playoff sack be if you're able to get it?
I thought you was going to dodge the question. Unfortunately, I have, 10 to 11 playoff games, no sacks. That's not a huge priority, but I'm going to make sure I get one this go around just to shut you guys up.
And while the media laughed and shrugged it off as Chris Jones just being funny, maybe trolling around, I think he's dead serious. This is one of the best players in the business, and he is not happy about the fact that he has not gotten home not even one time in the postseason. He even said a large part of his offseason motivation, all the training he did, was due to him not being able to bring Joe Burrow down in the AFC Championship game. Took the loss on his own shoulders because it happened on multiple plays. So yeah, even though he played it off in his initial answer saying sacks are not the main goal, I think he absolutely cannot wait to shut these guys up from asking that question ever again, and desperately wants to get his first ever postseason sack at Jihad Field this Saturday.
Playing playoff football in Arrowhead, Giha, wherever stadium. Oh, it's not Giha? Oh, excuse me. That margin of error is so small, and the level of intensity. I know Arrowhead fans are going to be crazy at GEHA Field.
I do find it funny, though, that players on the team do not even know the name of the field. I like GHA way better than GEHA, so I think from now on, that's what I'm going to call it. Moving right along to a couple more players real quick, because in Coach's presser today, he did say, even though at the time of the presser he had not yet talked with Brett Veach, he seriously doubted they will bring back CEH or Fortson from IR for this week's game. So if the Chiefs win, you may see Fortson, CEH, or both of them back next week, but more than likely will not play Saturday, and that means the running backs will be Pacheco, McKinnon, Rojo, and for tight ends, no Fortson, but of course you're going to have Kelsey, Noah Gray, and Blake Bell. And with McColl out, it'll be JuJu, MVS, Tony Sky, and Justin Watson. And on the subject of wide receivers, during the Chiefs and Jags first matchup earlier this season, JuJu Smith-Schuster got concussed by the Jags safety Andre Cisco midway through the second quarter and was ruled out for the rest of the game. Then I believe did not play the next game and was on a limited snap count the following game. Well, he was asked about that hit by the media today and if he felt any certain type of way about it going into this game, and here's his response.
Nah. I just play ball at the end of the day. I think everything's going to set up how it's meant to be. I don't think about the past. Like I said, I think Cisco's a great player. He's an aggressive guy. He plays hard. He has those big hits. And that just goes to say that, I just got to play harder, and that's just, the respect game that he brings to the table and just we had to bring to the table. So as far as just going out there, just playing ball and just know what I'm used to.
And on top of that, JuJu actually shared that Cisco DM'd him personally to apologize shortly after the game.
Todd mentioned the big hit. Did you hear from Cisco after it all? Just to
Yeah, I got a DM from him. He said in my DMs,
Just apologize.
He apologized, and it's all good. I appreciate it. He's been in the league for quite some time. I know his game. He plays hard. He's a good player, so there's nothing wrong with that.
That's pretty cool. I did not know Cisco did that, so I figured you guys would enjoy knowing that as well. It was just nice to see him checking up on JuJu, especially after a hit like that. I know it was a controversial hit, one that he actually did get fined for. And then shortly after that hit, MVS also got lit up by the same guy. But my greatest hope here is that it's a clean game of football on both sides of the field from both teams, and we see a great game overall. And the Chiefs get a freaking dub. So until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go. How about those?